Hi everyone. I just wanted to talk a little bit today about the difference between introversion and extroversion. I am INFJ, Myers-Briggs personality type, and I kind of just wanted to go through what the differences were and kind of just some different ideas about them. So, an introvert is someone who takes energy in. Everything is introvert. They they like energy for themselves. They recharge energy by being by themselves. Um, uh, they tend to like to be alone, but that's not always 100% the case all the time. It's I guess when you're talking about Myers-Briggs, I think it's important to say that this is how they mostly are. I'm mostly an introvert. I go do extroverted things sometimes, but I mostly am an introvert. So um, I think that's a good way to look at it. I don't think you should say you're 100% introvert all the time, you know. So um, introverts usually are really reserved, keep to themselves a lot, but kind of interact with their own little world inside themselves. I definitely do this all the time. And definitely we like to hang out with very few people. So we like to be with a few close relationships, and be with those little small relationships, and kind of get deeper with those relationships rather than have a lot of relationships and then um, just be with a lot of different people and kind of have more acquaintances. So that's just kind of how we are, and we like to look inside ourselves and reflect and be by ourselves, and we recharge that way. So an introvert, like if they went to a party for a few hours or something, they probably need to recharge after a certain point. Um, I know a lot, like in college and stuff. Like I was at parties, and like after a few hours, like okay, I need to go. Like there's too many people for me right now. Like I need to go recharge and be by myself for a little bit, and then I'd be gone. And I think that's what I would do. A lot of extroverts also like to be in groups. They like to, extroversions think outward. They think about the big world outward, and they think about groups, and like to have a lot of friends, and they like to have acquaintances, and they like to be, they do practice with a lot of stimulation. They do like a lot of stimulation, and I don't think introverts like a lot of stimulation. It wears them out, makes them tired. And I think it's very interesting because it just shows the difference between people, and I can kind of look at someone from a very far away place and see an introvert or extrovert. Like it just comes across in their behavior. I think it's one of the most important traits of personality types because it does describe a lot about you, and it does describe about it's probably number one. I think it has to do a lot with your life and what you're gonna do and all that. So, um, and I just think it's all about energy. It's all about introverts taking them in and extroverts taking their energy outwards. For example, my mom's an ESFP, and she always, what do you mean? Like she always just goes. I want to be with people all day long, and I can't do that. I like to be with people here and there, just a short periods of time, and like that's it. I need my alone time to gather my thoughts. So, I think an interesting way to think about it is, I think music choices, and I want to see if anyone thinks this in like the comments or anything. But as far as music choices, I think that I have this theory that introverts like would have their iTunes library would be like a few hundred songs, and there'd be like 5 albums or like 10 albums, like not very many albums. And then extroverts iTunes library or music library would have like 5,000 artists, and they would all like listen to them really quickly, and just they wouldn't get in depth with that music. For me, I get into depth with music. I get I like that song. I listen to like 5 albums for the last like 5 years. So like, and I like learn something from each of these albums, and I love them, and like that's all. I mean, I can listen to these albums a million times, and learn something from it, and that's what I do. And I think extroverts don't think that way. And a lot of the extroverts, when I look at their music choices, like I said, what do you like to listen to? And they tell me like 500 things. I'm like, okay, this probably means you're an extrovert. Um, and I can just, and then I see that they have a lot of friends and they have a lot of acquaintances, and that tells me they're an extrovert too. So, um, so moving on, I think that society does view extroversion as a pedestal. And I think that if you're an extrovert, it's good. You need to interact with people. You need to go interact and be at a party and be comfortable and feel okay, and and be fun and be cool at a party. And for us introverts, that's like the most terrifying thing in the fucking world. is being at a party. I would rather, I don't know what I'd rather do than that. I'd rather just run up a hill and do the hardest thing ever and, stab my eyes out with needles than be at a party with 200 people that I don't know. I can't do that. Um, I think it's so difficult. It's this, but also INFJs are more socially inept than most introverts, so I'm not speaking for everyone, but we are more socially inept, and it's very difficult for us to be at parties. But, I mean, I guess the overall way of thinking is I think that people need to interact more with each other and be seen to have a presence that way. And I think with the internet and everything becoming more like we're at our homes and we're not interacting that way much, it's becoming more an introverted society, which I think is, I find that to be better, but, So, and going back to a party and stuff like that, a lot of us introverts have to fit into that role, or we have to play that part. I've seen a lot of videos about introverts saying, when I go to a party or go to a bunch of people and there's a bunch of people around, I have to feel like I'm acting. I feel like I'm not being myself. I don't feel like I can't. I feel like I have to like jump through hoops and do all these things, and that's exactly how I feel when I have to meet a bunch of people. And it's nothing against them. I like people. I just don't like meeting people at once. I also saw this video about if you're an introvert at a party, go help the host. That's going to be number one for me. I'm going to go help the host and just like, what can I do? Like, oh, what can I do to help you? And you just do that, and then you help the host or whoever's doing this, and you just do that, and then you interact with the host and get on the host side, and the host will maybe put you with some friends you can talk to, you might get along with, that kind of thing. Or you go look for the other introverts at the party, if you're an introvert. You go see the people just standing around at the, like by the food and the drinks. You just sit there and go, hey, what's up? And the people who hang out by those things are the introverts, and that's me. I try to hide. I try to hide the whole time at a party. I just go, I try to go to the bathroom like 10 times. It's just terrifying to me. But here's the thing. Introverts at a party and it looks bad. It doesn't look good. It looks like we're antisocial and weird. I mean, and that's probably true. But like extroverts, I don't get to see them home alone by themselves and them tearing their hair out because they are home alone. We don't get to see that. No one gets to see that. No one gets to see an extrovert by themselves at home, and they typically don't do that anyways. They don't sit there at home and go, I'm by myself, I don't know what to do. This is hard. I don't have any stimulation. I'm getting tired. Like, they don't do that. And no one else sees that from them. So that's why I feel like the introverts get a bad time in our society. I think it's... There's a place for everyone in this world, and everyone needs to be themselves. And can we just do that? It's not that hard. And let's just do that, okay? And, so I've dealt with a lot of extroverts in my life. People have tried to make me an extrovert. People think I'm an extrovert sometimes because I'm an INFJ and I walk in. And if I'm with 3 people, I will talk to them interestingly and be very involved, and I'll be talking a lot. I won't shut up. But if they think so, they think I'm an extrovert for that. I'm like, no, that doesn't make me an extrovert. So I do that, and people think I'm But I've also had friends with extroverts my whole life, and I've gotten hurt by extroverts because they go, like, I try to have this deep, meaningful relationship with them, and we have all, I have this special bond and connection with them, and then they go have, they do that with someone else, and I'm like, they have, 10 more friends and acquaintances, and I'm like, I thought our relationship was really, really awesome, and they just do that, and that's why INFJs retreat and do all that stuff, so, I don't know. It's just, I feel extroverts sometimes, let's put it this way, are introverts shallow? Are extroverts shallow? Introvert shallow? No. No way. Extrovert shallow? Maybe. Let's just put it that way. So, that's how I view it. So, I think it's important that we try to give the introverts just be like introvert pride, like gay pride kind of shit, like, we're going to be introvert pride, and that's what we're going to do, and we don't care. I'm just going to be myself, and I'm not apologizing for it. So, let me guys know what you guys think, and I'll make some more videos later. Thanks, guys. Bye.